Can you hear anything? Apart from the birds singing, I mean. It's all quiet, isn't it? Quiet. Silent. Even the ground is at rest. Not even the music of a single shell. It seems funny we can't hear any artillery fire. I'm not so sure whether I can stand it, this silence. It's unnatural, unsettling, like I've gone deaf. You see, the scenes of war have become part of me, body and soul, and now it's over, stop, just like that. The Boche had given up after all the bloody trouble they caused. They just caved in on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Troops will stand fast on the line reached at that hour. Defensive precautions will be maintained and there be no intercourse of any kind with the enemy. That's how we were told. Just like that. No well done. No beer and fags on the way. Not that we felt like celebrating. There wasn't a cheer. Not even a handshake. No sign of celebrations. The lads are taking it quietly. Perhaps it's because we haven't got our minds round it as yet and don't quite understand what's happened to us. But then again, perhaps we have. I mean, for us it came too sudden like. We've been in the front line, pushing forward all the week. Hard, dirty, tiring work. And late last night we got the order to push on again at daybreak. So we expected to be in action again before long. And then the order was cancelled. And now this. Exhausted? Yes. Too tired to celebrate? Perhaps. And perhaps it's all just too good to be true. I mean, certainly we don't all think it will last. I mean, it seems so easy. Well, yes, we thought we was winning. We were certainly pushing them back, but they were still fighting well. I mean, can they really have just thrown in the towel? I find it hard to believe that the Germans, proud people, good soldiers, we know that to our cost, well organised, should give in like this. Until Germany's army is really beaten in the field, her line broken and her country invaded, surely it can't be over for good. Perhaps it's all a lie. And it'll all start again soon. But God, if it's true that it's over, then where's the justice? Where's the justice if we can't dish out the punishment the Boche thought could never be theirs? In the back of our minds we thought that one day, maybe a long way off, but one day we'd give Germany a bit of the same treatment it dished out to France and Belgium. I'd hate to think of peace being made and those smug German towns escaping scot-free. Is it really peace? Do you know, I can't get my mind right. No, I can't. No, even when I realised we seemed to be winning at last, there was deep inside me this feeling that the war would never end. At least not for me. But now, apparently it has. Cause for celebrations? Too good to be true? No, right now it feels like falling through into nothing and listening for what isn't there and trying not to shake when you remember for why. It's the silence, you see. It's just awful. The silence of an uncertain future. All our hopes and dreams gone in the absolute uncertainty of really living on, of really going home, of really being as before. As before? How can there be an as before for me? Well done, now carry on. Now you can settle down and live your life, you've deserved it. After all this, after all we've been through and meant to each other, this peace and safety is a new thing. We'll have to be remembered and learnt all over again. I wonder how many of us will manage it. You see, this war has changed us. We've seen and felt things that nobody who hasn't been through it will ever understand. We've learnt about ourselves, our life. We found our freedom. And now it seems we have to go back and be the same as before. Us who could never be the same. Back to our cosy lives, our humdrum safety, our dreary but certain future. When this lousy war is over, oh, how happy I will be. When this lousy war is over, no more soldiering for me. That's what we used to sing back then when we knew we wouldn't make it. But now it's happened, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure at all, and it's just too bloody quiet. I mean, God, to think we used to pray for this. Pray for the end, for peace, for quiet. Well, Well, at first we used to pray, but then we stopped, most of us, when we knew it wouldn't happen to us. To others later maybe, but not to us, no. Our way out was different, safer, more certain. This time or the next assault, the next bombardment, the next patrol. That was the certainty in our lives that gave us purpose, made it all right. I mean, we used to joke about the lucky ones who got a blighty wound and were sent home alive. But in our hearts we knew that wasn't for us. That a warmer, darker way lay ahead for us sometime soon. But I was wrong. I've come through. I'm alive and kicking. I should be thankful, but I'm not. Tired, yes. Numb, yes. Thankful, no. Doesn't seem right. Too many ghosts. Too many bleeding pale-faced bodies that were my mates. I mean, time and time again, my friends were killed within a yard or two of me, almost touching me, and each time I came out without a scratch. I know I've got a lot to be thankful for. It just doesn't seem right. And do I have to live with all those memories on my own? Memories like in the early days, right? There was Tubby. Oh, good old Tubby. He made us laugh. He was the joker in the pack. Great for our morale. He could crack a joke on the most miserable of occasions. When we first arrived at the trenches, he made up a little poem. He just laughed. How'd it go now? I've a little wet home in a trench that the rainstorms continually drench. There's a dead cow close by with her feet to the sky, and she gives off an horrible stench. Yeah, poor old Tubby. He was the first to go. Whiz Bang got him. Next was Glover. Nice young man. Methodist lay preacher. I last saw him saying goodbye to his wife and baby at the station as we left. Turned out to be their last goodbye. I suppose I remember them the most because they was the first to go. Soon after, Captain Terry bought it, killed by a flying piece of shrapnel. Tore off his testicles. He died in the most terrible agony. Oh, and even those I hardly got to know, I can't forget them either. Like there was this very young sergeant from Doncaster. Bonsall was his name. He arrived to us one night from Blighty, and as we chatted, he took off his helmet, picked up a chalky piece of debris, and printed round his helmet, "Death or Glory." He was killed the following morning. So why am I here and not them? What right have I to have come through what they didn't, and to know I wouldn't? And why did it have to be Albert? And only last week, just a few days before the end. I always thought it'd be me, the elder brother, not him, the youngest, who wouldn't come home. God give our mum strength to bear this terrible blow. Cheering, celebrating, what for? God, how I long for those old certainties of war, the old sounds of war, sounds like the hiss and scream of the shells and bombs as they went over, the squelch of booting putty like mud, and the re-echoing click of the bayonets as they went into the barrels, and the howling yell as the lads went over the top. Warm, safe sounds, leading to one certain end. But death has cheated me, and here I am, a survivor, in this terrible, cold quiet on the Western Front. It's eerie, and it's lonely. Have I got to face the rest of my life in a grave alone with 8 my mates, with all this terrible cold quiet around me? I don't think I can stand